Hi, I'm Christy with Homeschooling in Progress. And today I'd like to share with you something that I have come to really enjoy in our homeschool, and that's notebooking. Now, if you aren't familiar with notebooking at all, be sure to read the description below for a link to my blog where I have a post about notebooking that you can read through to understand what it's about. But today, I want to share with you how we're using notebooking in our homeschool this year to give you some ideas on how you can use it in yours. Now, if you have not used notebooking at all in your homeschool and you're looking for a way to kind of ease into it, something very simple, very easy, something that you can use with any age, whether you have preschoolers or high schoolers. What I suggest you start with is nature study and using nature journals. Now, if you are not familiar with nature study either, be sure to check the description below again, because I have another link to a different post on nature study, so you can learn more about that. But how we use notebooking with our nature study is we have a nature journal for each child. You don't have to use something like this. This is just a blank book I found at Michael's that has blank pages. I do like the pages because they're thick enough to use some watercolor if the kids want to. But you certainly can just use composition notebooks or blank pages that you put into a folder or binder. But for our nature study, I send the kids outside. I let them choose most of the time what they're going to observe that day, and then they write about it. I do ask them to add some type of illustration, and then they just put their picture in, and then they describe what they saw. So here's some trees that they saw, some parts of the trees and nuts. They have leaves that they've seen with the changing colors now. So that's a super easy way to begin notebooking in your homeschool. Obviously, if you just have a preschooler, you're only going to expect, maybe a picture. They could tell you what they saw and you could write that down for them. If you have a high schooler, you're going to expect a little bit more than that, obviously. Maybe they could do some more research in the house on what they've seen, or they can write down what they saw, where they saw it, what the weather was like. Maybe they could do like a year-long study of the certain tree or a certain area that they study every week, and they, kind of keep a year-long study of that. I don't have high schoolers yet, but for my kids, I do tell them that I would like them to use some books like this that we have in the house. This is Nature Anatomy, which is a wonderful book that you can use for nature study. But anyway, I usually tell them to, once they're outside, to look through the book and see, is there something that they have described further inside the book, and then they can use that in their journal as well. Or, maybe it's just a crummy day outside, so I tell them, hey, just grab a nature book and do your nature study indoors today. And then so they could use that to write down something, maybe, the parts of a frog or something. But that's a super, super easy way to get started with notebooking through nature study. Okay, so that's one way we're using our notebooking this year. For the rest of the notebooking, we have it in a binder. I have notebooking pages that I print out for the kids, which I will also leave a link below to those. And they just fill in information from what we've read, and sometimes they add pictures, and that's pretty much what we do with our notebooking. Here is something that we've done with history. Our history book we have an audio of, so they listen to that chapter and then they write down what they remember from it. Super easy. So notebooking is a great way to use with history narrations. So here we have the chapter down at the top. They wrote down what they remember from the chapter, and then they added a picture. Some pages I do have pictures already on there that I have found. Sometimes I do write the chapters at the top, and these pages are for the Middle Ages, so they have a nice little border around them. So just a really pretty way to have the kids write down what they've learned, an alternative to tests and quizzes that, aren't always as fun to do. We also are doing notebooking for geography this year. the kids are doing a study of European countries. I gave them a list of a lot of them, and they kind of chose from that list what they really would like to learn about more. And so that's what we're doing this year. I printed off some notebooking pages for them to use. They have books that we have got from the library or that we already had, and they use those to help them out with it. So like here we did Albania, and so the front page has the country and then the map and the emblem, or the flag and the emblem. And then they have pages where they can label where it is in Europe. They have some pages that they can write about what they found in the books that they read. They can label some things in the country. And they also can either draw the flag if it's something that's kind of easy, or if it's something that's a little more detailed like this one, then I just went ahead and printed it off and showed them what it should look like, and so they colored the correct pictures. So that's how we're using it in geography, which, you can use that with a state study, either a particular state, which we've done before, or, all of the United States. We've done, and we're doing, the European countries this year. Along the lines of kind of more history would be maybe like, the different presidents. We've done pages like that before also, where I've printed off sheets about each president, and then they've filled in, what we've read about the different presidents. So lots of different ways you can add notebooking to history or geography. And the last way that we use it is with science. This year we're studying mammals, but you can certainly use it for pretty much any kind of science. Science is a great way to use notebooking because they can illustrate different parts, like if you're studying the human body, they can illustrate those different parts. If you're studying, plant cycles, they can label the different types of a plant, draw different kinds of plants. So science is probably, along with nature study, it's science too. Science is super easy for using notebooking. So we're doing mammals this year. And what I did was I printed off notebooking pages from the same place that I had the geography and the history. So you'll find that link below. But I printed off some notebooking pages for what we're studying that week. We read through the book with whatever, kind of mammal we're learning about that week, and then they write about it in their notebooks. So, we've done bats, we've done anteaters and sloths, and I found some pictures online that I added there. We've done rabbits, so they can, write about it, they can draw and illustrate more about what they've learned, and all of it we just put into a little binder. So, super easy, inexpensive way to add notebooking to your homeschool. So, and obviously those are not the only ways you can use notebooking. That's just how we're doing it in our homeschool. And I do suggest that, you don't just add notebooking to every single subject that you have and get all excited and, we're doing notebooking all day, every day, because that's going to be a little bit of an overkill. You want to kind of ease into notebooking and maybe just start with a nature study or just start with history. And then once the kids are familiar with that, then add in one or two others. And, out of all the things that we're learning this year, I've only chosen to use the notebooking in 4 of our subjects. You certainly can do more than that, but that's about where I feel like, that my kids can handle. So that's where we are this year. So hopefully that has given you some ideas on how you can implement notebooking in your homeschool. If you have used notebooking before and you have some ideas that I haven't shared of ways that are good to use notebooking, please feel free to add it to the comments below so that others watching the video can get some more ideas also. And also be sure to check out the links below so that you can find your notebooking pages and more information about the notebooking and the nature studies. So thanks for watching and happy homeschooling.